Hello, dear friends. What if I tell you the most stressful phase of your job, most stressful phase of your job can become the most powerful phase of your life? Yes, I'm talking about your notice period. Most people think notice period means tension, fear, confusion, office politics, uncertainty. What next? But today, I want to tell you something very clearly. Your notice period is not the end, it can be the beginning of your new future. And if you want to become a digital coach, a trainer, a consultant, an expert, or someone who wants to build passive income sources, then this video can genuinely open your eyes because most people lose their future not because they are not talented, but because they waste the most important transition phase of their life. And that phase is notice period. I'm Sunil Chaudhary, Digital Coach Bharat, and I help aspiring coaches, trainers, experts, and consultants build their digital identity, build their authority, build their audience, and build their income using content, systems, and digital assets. And today, I want to talk to you very honestly because if you use your notice period wisely, it can become your launch pad, but if you waste it, it can become your panic period. Listen carefully. Your company has already started preparing for life without you. But have you started preparing for life without your company? This is the real question. This is the uncomfortable question. This is the question most people avoid. And because they avoid it, they suffer later. Notice period is dangerous only for people who stay passive. For people who prepare, it becomes a blessing. Your notice period can either become your panic period or your preparation period. And that one decision changes everything. One decision. Let me tell you what usually happens. Okay, let me change my mic. So let me tell you what usually happens. A person enters notice period and suddenly they become emotional, they become angry, they become lazy, they become casual, they start gossiping, they start blaming, they start overthinking, they start proving points, they mentally resign. Before they strategically prepare, then they say, let me relax first. After my last working day, I will think. After some rest, I will start. After I settle down, I'll make a plan. And then what happens? Salary stops. Pressure starts. Family questions start. Saving starts reducing. Confidence starts shaking. And now the same person who had 30, 60, or 90 days to build something meaningful is now forced to survive. And survival mindset never builds a premium future. That is why I am saying this very clearly. If you are in notice period, you are not in a rest phase, you are in a build phase. Now, let me rephrase this for you. Notice period gives you something very rare. It gives you urgency with visibility. You know change is coming. You know your current chapter is closing. You know your future needs a new foundation. This is a blessing because most people wake up only when disaster hits. But you already have warning, you already have timeline, you already have awareness, you and awareness becomes power when you use it properly. So instead of saying my job is ending, say this: my next identity is starting. That one shift changes your energy. Now, if you want to become a digital coach, this message becomes even more important because in a job, your authority comes from your designation. Sorry for the interruption, guys. Battery was down. Okay. So I was saying now, if you want to become a digital coach, this message becomes even more important because in a job, your authority comes from your designation, your company name, your role, your organization. But in the digital world, your authority comes from your clarity, your content, your communication, your consistency, your positioning, your proof. This means when you leave your job and you want to build a digital coaching business, you cannot start from zero. You must start building before the job ends. Do not wait for unemployment to force your entrepreneurship. Use your notice period to build your digital foundation. Now, let us talk about passive income assets. And no, I'm not talking about fantasy. I'm not talking about magic. I'm talking about digital assets. A passive income asset is something you build once and it keeps helping you again and again. For example, a YouTube video, a strong LinkedIn post, a lead magnet, a WhatsApp funnel, a recorded mini course, a webinar, a blog post, an email sequence, a free training, a landing page. These are not just online things, these are income assets. These assets can attract audience, build trust, generate leads, start conversations, nurture prospects, sell offers, build authority. Even when you are sleeping, even when your old job is over, even when your old designation is gone, that is digital leverage. And that is exactly what aspiring digital coaches need. Now, let me make this practical. If you were in your place and I had, uh, if I were in your place and if I had 30, 60, or 90 days of notice period, here is exactly what I would do. First, I would define my niche. I would ask, who do I want to help? What problem can I solve? Who will actually listen to me? You cannot help everyone. When you try to help everyone, you attract no one. Specificity builds trust. Then I would start creating content immediately. This is where most people delay. They think I need a perfect camera, I need a perfect setup, I need a logo, I need a website, I need confidence. No, you need courage. That is all. Start posting, share one lesson, share one mistake, share one framework, share one story, share one truth, share one practical tip. Post on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, Substack, WhatsApp status, Tumblr. Remember this line, every piece of content is not just content, it is a digital employee. It can work for you again and again. Then, if you are serious, start YouTube. Do not overthink. Even one video per week is very powerful because YouTube builds trust, depth, authority, search visibility, long term discoverability. A short reel may get you attention, but a strong YouTube video gets you trust. And trust sells coaching. Make videos like 5 mistakes beginners make, how to start in your niche, step by step beginner guide, my journey, 5 steps to crack interview, common myths, simple frameworks, FAQ videos. Simple, clear, useful. That is enough. Then build a simple WhatsApp funnel. People buy after a WhatsApp conversation. So create a simple system. Your post should say, "You want help? WhatsApp me." Then, when people message, welcome them, understand their need, give value, share clarity, invite them to the next step. This can become your first lead system. Later, you can automate it, but first start manually. Simple systems beat perfect systems. Then, create a free lead magnet, give people a reason to connect deeper, create something simple like a PDF guide, a checklist. You can use Canva, Google Sheet, Google Doc. You can create a five-step roadmap, a beginner plan, a free training, a mini workshop that builds trust. And more importantly, it moves someone from viewer to lead. And that shift is huge because followers do not build business, leads build business. Then you can run a small webinar or a live session. This is where magic starts. Do one free Zoom session or one private workshop or one simple training. Teach for 45 to 90 minutes, not to impress but to build trust. Not to impress but to build trust. In that session, share your story, explain the real problem, give real value, share your method, invite them to the next step. This is how many strong coaching businesses begin. Not with a fancy office, not with a big team, but with one strong session. Now, listen carefully. This is the big mindset shift. Most people in notice period ask, how will I replace my salary? Wrong question. The better question is, how do I build assets that can generate opportunities repeatedly? Because salary replacement does not happen through stress, it happens through systems. Your first goal should not be, I want huge money in 30 days. Your first goal should be build clarity, build visibility, build trust, build conversations, build proof, build a simple offer, build your first revenue. That is how a real digital coaching journey starts. Now, let me give you one more important warning. Do not spend your notice period trying to win old battles. Do not waste energy in office politics, ego fights, emotional reactions, revenge mindset, proving you were right. Ask yourself honestly, will this build my future? No. Do your work professionally, exit gracefully, and build quietly. Silent preparation is often louder than emotional reaction. That is maturity, that is leadership, that is long term thinking. Now imagine this, your last working day arrives, but this time you are not empty. You already have a clear niche, a stronger profile, 20 to 30 content pieces, 3 to 5 videos, a WhatsApp CTA, a free resource, some inbound messages, a few leads, a better session done, first testimonials, a growing identity. Now tell me honestly, is that person stressed in the same way? No, because now that person is not falling, that person is transitioning. And that is what I want for you. So, my message is simple. If you are in notice period right now, please do not treat it like a waiting room, treat it like a launch room. Do not waste it in fear, do not waste it in gossip, do not waste it in overthinking, do not waste it in false relaxation. Use it to build content, build authority, build audience, build leads, build systems, build proof, build courses, build offers, build confidence. Because one day you may look back and realize the notice period I feared the most was actually the period that built my future. And if you are serious, if you are an aspiring digital coach and you want to build your digital coaching business with the right clarity, the right positioning, the right content strategy, and the right systems, then I want to help you. You can send me WhatsApp 975 to get started. Message me personally. Let us talk about your niche. Let us talk about your positioning. Let us talk about how to turn your notice period into your launch pad. And if this video gave you value, then comment below. I will build before pressure builds. Comment below. Type this in the comments and make that your commitment. and share this video with that one person who is in notice period right now but is still sleeping on their future. I am Sunil Chaudhary, Digital Coach Bharat, helping coaches, trainers, experts, and consultants build income, impact, and authority through digital systems. Send me WhatsApp right now to get started. That is all, my dear friend. Jai Sanatan Vande Mataram.